Okay, we did a flag salute before, but let's do it again with everybody. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Hey, good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of May 22nd, 2025 to order. Meeting has been properly advertised in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the state of New Jersey. Notice was given to the Egg Harbor City, or on the Egg Harbor City Bulletin Board. Advance written notice was posted on the Egg Harbor City website. An advance written notice of the meeting was sent to the Hamilton Gazette and to the press. Roll call, please.
Mayor Gepetti?
Here.
Clark?
Here.
Dash will not be. Dovey?
Here.
Galloway?
I am here.
Heist will not be here tonight. Hesse?
Here.
Keener?
Here.
Timbers?
Here.
Right.
Here. Okay, number 5 is to approve the minutes of May 8th.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, public comment on any agenda item, excluding items listed for public hearing. We'll have open public hearings for certain items. Anybody wish to be heard? Seeing none, we'll close that part of the meeting. Number 7, mayor's report.
Yes, just to remind everyone that we're going to have our Memorial Day celebration, or service rather, on Monday at 10 a.m. at Lincoln Park. It will not go to the cemetery. It'll just remain at the park, but if you wish to put a wreath at the cemetery, you're certainly welcome to do so. Also, the American Water is sponsoring the Water Fest, and that's on Saturday, June 7th, also at Lincoln Park from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I did want to report that the pavilion once again was vandalized. There's electric, I don't know how many broken, and the spindles were kicked out. Jody does have.
Jerry knows how many were broken.
8
Eight
electrical outlets.
We were missing, oh yeah, 8. So the spindles were kicked out. And I had mentioned to city council, probably more than a year ago that there's a lot of issues with the pavilion. It has a hole in the roof. The roof is leaking. It has a hole in the floorboard. There are termites present. So I had suggested that it be removed. And at that time, we had someone who wanted to take it. And then she discovered that it was too much money to move. So she declined to take it. But I also suggested that we put a memorial there for the veterans of the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq, War on Terror, whatever you want to call it. I did present that to the American Legion this past weekend at their breakfast, and they were very happy with it and would like to help fundraise for it if that ever was to come to fruition. But something really needs to be done, because as it stands now, there's a lot of repairs and possibly not even be able to repair the termite damage. So council's gonna have to make a decision on that. And that's what I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Can I say something about that?
Sure.
I would be against removing, if she's talking about the gazebo
Mhm.
in Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Pavilion,
sorry.
pavilion
Gazebo.
is at the lake,
Mhm.
I've
You
been
know-
at the lake for 3 days, sorry. I got confused.
I would be highly against removing the gazebo from the park. There's been a gazebo in that park for over 100 years. I feel as though it's part of the historic nature of the town. And that's probably the most beautiful section of the White Horse Pike. And I have a problem with an additional memorial there for our other veterans, but I would not want to see that gazebo removed from the park. I'd like to see it repaired or maybe reconfigured so that it's not as delicate as it is. I have those same types of pickets at my house around my deck, and they're falling out. Every time my dog goes out there, one of them falls out. it's 20 years old and it's starting to rot.
I will
So
say, I was there when it first went in. They've been being kicked out
for
since
years,
the day. it
and we
came
had
and
somebody.
Frankie used to replace it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not just
Yeah.
they're being kicked out.
They're being kicked out
Yeah.
because it's of the design of the gazebo. It's a delicate situation.
Right.
Those gazebos, each picket is individual. It's not anchored in. They're separated by little pieces of wood.
No, I know. I'm
And
just saying
those
these
little
are
pieces of wood are a quarter an inch thick and they rot. So they need constant maintenance.
This wasn't about Robin.
So, well, if
No,
somebody
that's not
would lean
about
on it,
rotting at all.
It would fall apart.
Well, I would ask the,
So I would see.
I would ask the Parks and
Park-
Playgrounds Committee
you.
of Councilman Wright, Galloway, Dovey, and Ice meet and discuss that and come back with some kind of recommendation.
We'll meet on our April meeting, I mean, not
We
meeting,
have one next
June,
week, right?
yeah, June 1st or whatever that Monday is, the first week of June.
Okay,
Maybe it could be
Second,
replaced with something.
June 2nd.
Earlier.
But where are we gonna get the money for that?
well, let's see what they come back.
I mean,
I was waiting.
Yeah,
Hush, maybe.
okay, let's start with committee reports for Safety Code and Rotary, Councilwoman Hess.
Well, we'll start with Rotary. And I just want to say that the upcoming eighth grade awards ceremony, the Rotary will be presenting awards to 2 students in recognition of their academic achievement and their civic involvement through the school year. Each student will receive a check as part of their honor. The Rotary Club celebrates their dedication, leadership, and commitment to making a positive impact in both the school and the community. That's all I have for Rotary. Safety Committee, I just want to say our follow-up safety meeting will be on Wednesday, June 11th at 6:30. And for the Code Committee, our next Code Committee meeting is Tuesday, June 3rd at 6 o'clock. Again, the 2 software companies will be addressing the committee. And I just want to add quickly, important city trash and recycling reminders for everyone. To keep our city clean and safe, please follow these guidelines for trash recycling. The set out times, the containers, set them out at the curb after 5 p.m. the day before the collection, and the removal time is 8 p.m. the collection on collection day. Storage. Between pickup days, containers must be securely stored on your property to prevent tipping or blowing over, causing litter to be blown about and the cans causing a nuisance. And again, the electronics and recycling, I know I've said this numerous times, but I'll continue to say it because I drive around and I'll see TVs still in people's backyards. Electronics must be taken to the Public Works Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., right, Jerry? 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And the ACUA does not pick up electronics, and this includes TV. If Public Works hours are not convenient for you, the 4-H offers electronic recycling on the 3rd Saturday of most months, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the fairgrounds on Route 50. And the last thing is yard waste. Place your yard waste into craft paper bags or containers clearly marked for yard waste. As Mason happened to see, they weren't picking up his yard waste, but he didn't have, can you show them the,
I'd show them, but I
have
mean,
it
it's
here.
common sense, I mean.
Yeah, well, they have them here in the hallway and you could put them on your trash can. And that would just let them know that it is for yard waste. And the yard waste is collected on recycling day from March through November. Let's help keep our neighborhood clean. And if you're able, please lend a hand to a neighbor who might need assistance or just be a good neighbor. That's all I have.
Can I just add?
Sure.
That we do get phone calls quite often that people don't have the ability to take the TVs to the places and they put them out there in the past. On the
Yeah.
recent past, like, we would call and Raymond, it hasn't happened since Jerry's been here, but
Okay.
he would pick them up and take them there. So it's not policy to do that, but we would help out seniors who couldn't get a TV to that, so.
Yeah.
It may be
Somebody
something
can't.
that you wanna discuss if it's okay to do that, to.
If you have a hardship, you can't get.
Yeah, if there is a hardship, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
but
more
I mean, it's
than-
not
more
a
than
policy,
happy to do
but.
More than
It
one.
wouldn't be the norm. I mean, if you can get them over there, I mean, we don't want to tax our
No, we
public
all
works
get
doing
calls.
this.
I mean,
However, yeah, I mean, we're not, sure, Jerry,
Yeah, sure, yeah. there's no
Jerry's,
problem.
okay. So call over to Meg and Meg will, send the word. Okay, or Jackie, yes, either or. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Galloway for property and sustainable.
Okay, I don't have anything for property at this point, but we do have a property cemetery committee meeting 5 p.m. Monday, June 2nd. Property will be first and then the cemetery. That's the calendar. Don't we have that?
Yeah, we just have cemetery, we don't do property.
Yeah, well, we're gonna meet property right before that, so that'll be 5.
You're meeting property, we're not in that.
And yours is at 6.
So,
Saturday is the Mountain Laurel Walk at City Lake Park Nature Trail, 10 a.m. Wear protective clothing and bug spray. You might be tick bad out there, might be bad this year, I'm not sure. Anyway, the following week, May 31st, is the potting party at Peace Pilgrim Park. Bring a pot and we'll supply the flowers and.
Bring them.
Hold on, that time.
I already mentioned
Yeah.
the name, but.
Yeah.
Bring them up.
They'll have her own.
And then after your pot starts blooming, send us a selfie and we'll post it. And our green team meeting is next Tuesday at 6 p.m. here at City Hall, and we're gonna be discussing 2 small grant opportunities being offered through Atlantic City Electric, so that should be. That's all I have.
Joe, can I add something to my report? Because I
Yes.
got
Yes,
so carried away here. So the lake's opening on Saturday. I'm sure everybody knows that. Just to clarify, you can still buy your badges tomorrow at City Hall for $15 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can buy your badges at the lake on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, you will not be able to buy the $15 badge anymore. Now, if you're a resident and you wish to rent a picnic table, this weekend, perhaps, you can still book your picnic for the resident price of $15 for a non-grill and $35 for a grill table. Okay, you cannot book it at the lake on the weekend. If you want the resident price, you come to City Hall Monday through Friday, except for obviously Monday because we're closed, and you can book your picnic for $15 or $35. You cannot do it at the lake. So just to be clear, so there's no confusion, it's been on social media. And I believe it's definitely on Facebook. I just read it. So make sure you check that out. I don't want anybody to be disappointed when they go to the lake on Saturday or Sunday or Monday. Thank you. Sorry about that, Joe.
no, that's good. Thank you. Councilman Wright for Parks and Playgrounds.
No.
Okay. Councilwoman Clark
Uh,
for School Board.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Dovey for DPW.
Yes, we've had a vacancy of a labor position since earlier in the spring. And just this week, Jerry learned that one of our laborers is also going to be out for disability leave, an unknown period of time. It's a critical time of the year for the DPW to be down 2 positions. So we're going to ask on tonight's agenda to authorize to go out for and advertise for a public works labor position to be advertised starting tomorrow. And then hopefully we would have a deadline of early, sometime in the middle of next week, maybe Wednesday. And then the Public Works Committee, I'll organize a meeting so we can set up interviews for anybody interested in that position.
You want to make that a motion?
I would, yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
I just have a question. When you say motion to go out tomorrow and then next week, like, are we advertising?
we're gonna advertise on the website and on the bulletin board.
Okay,
And any other method that somebody wants to send that notice out. So we can get as much,
so not worry about the papers.
correct,
Right,
not
okay.
worried about the papers.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Right?
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, anything else, Rick?
No, that's it.
Councilman Timbers, for ordinance and license,
Okay,
and Aaron Hopkins, and. Land use, so forth.
I'll start with land use first because we're gonna defer to Ryan. I didn't have to attend because it wasn't an issue. I could attend. But for ordinances, I believe there are four ordinances that will be introduced today. There are also hearings, I guess, hearings or second reading ordinances for tonight as well. I guess we'll go through them and come up. There will be a meeting June 9th, 6 o'clock PM in City Hall. That's gonna be our we're gonna have an ordinance meeting at that time to go over some of these issues. Aaron Hafen, they did meet on the 19th. The only topic of discussion was Memorial Day, Lincoln Park, at 10 AM. But they, however, they did announce that, as is customary, they suspend their meetings for the summer. So there won't be a meeting in June, July, or August, but they will pick up again in September.
Good.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. For redevelopment and finance, we've had multiple meetings in the last couple of weeks with potential developers for the A Harbor North. And we have some serious interest. And because there's multiple developers that are interested, the committee discussed it earlier today, and we would like to go out on an RFP to put it out, what we're looking to do. It's already an area in need of redevelopment. And we'd like to authorize our solicitor and our administrator and our engineer to work together to put together an RFP that we can review and pick who we want to be the redeveloper for that zone. So can I get a motion from the
I'll make
committee?
that motion.
Second,
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. Are there questions on the motion?
I just want to know what, I know it's north, the whole.
So-
north.
Yes, around the host building.
The rest of the,
Yes.
well,
And again, there's multiple developers that are interested.
yeah, there's been,
And
yeah.
I think based on the redevelopment ordinances that we have, we could, in state law, we could pick one of them. But we'd like to see what each one of them has to, and try to get the best deal that we can.
You saying you really don't need the resolution?
You need,
Not to authorize you to do
well, I mean, I think the administrator can say, guys, put together an RFP, it's what days.
it. Okay,
Yeah, so we'll put together and then we do a motion authorizing the RFP if you're gonna do it that way.
There are
after it's drawn up.
Yeah.
Okay,
so nothing to.
it can't hurt to just pass this though and say that we're behind it.
But
Okay,
no resolutions.
It's up to you.
make it easier on you.
It's turns out, thumbs up.
I mean, you guys authorize me, I mean, you guys will
Like,
call me, or
yeah.
email me and ask me to do legal, I mean, it's just part of the job.
I hear you. Okay, but by doing it, we're spending money. And that's why I thought it would be the right thing to do to have some kind of resolution in support of it.
It's fine.
Just one for the RFP.
Correct. Yes. So we'll pass on that. The administrator will handle it and we'll go from there. And hopefully by the next meeting, you think we could have it?
That's our objective.
Okay, great. All right, next, number 9 on our agenda is the chief of police.
Few numbers for you since we last met on May 8th. We've had 2 burglaries, 2 fraud cases, 5 thefts, 3 motor vehicle accidents, 5 pedestrian stops, 41 traffic stops, total 31 summonses. We had 3 arrests, 6 business alarms, 1 residential alarm, 87 crime prevention activities, 2 criminal and mischief calls, 8 domestic, 17 EMS incidents, 5 firearms ID applications, 8 follow-ups, 275 pre-checks, 4 public service calls. Something that I did want to bring up, the Atlanta County last year was #2 in the state for the counties for the number of fatalities, motor vehicle fatalities. So what the Atlanta County Prosecutor's Office, along with the Atlanta County Association of Chiefs of Police, we are putting together a traffic task force. Officers from each municipality that has signed up for it will be working together in various jurisdictions. For us, it will primarily be on the White Horse Pike. We will have targeted heavy traffic enforcement throughout the summer months of June and July. This is being funded by the National Highway Traffic Safety grant that our county coordinator Christine Waltman puts together. So there will be increased traffic enforcement, hopefully at targeted times in multiple stations on the White Horse Pike. So that way, if anybody's coming east or west, they'll just see red and blue lights all throughout the White Horse Pike. Know that they need to correct their driving.
Is that going to be done just by our officers or by multiple agencies?
All agencies, so that all the agencies that have indicated that they are willing and have officers who are willing to do that. So it's a task force. They'll be tasked out to do various locations. I believe we're doing it regionally. We're still working out the logistics of it. So our officers won't be going to the Black Horse Pike in Echo Township or Pleasantville. We'll stick to the White Horse Pike, Hamilton, Mullica, Galloway, Absecon, just areas that are more familiar. So that way, there's a familiarity. We'll break up the task force into potentially 2 separate sections. And the other side of the county. Those are all still just being worked out, but so we are doing that. I say that, especially given that it is prom and graduation season. So I would just like to encourage everybody to please drive safely. Distracted driving, even little things like rolling through stop signs slightly above the speed limit. Unfortunately, there was a young man in EHT who was doing nothing wrong, but walking along the street and 2 drivers who were not necessarily doing what they were supposed to be doing. The little boy lost his life. The combination of what one driver was doing, what the other driver did to correct for what the driver was doing, it's tragic, and we can all really make a difference in making sure that we're not driving distracted, that we are following speed limits, that we are really, following the Title 39 laws of New Jersey, so that way we can all live safely. So that's, some community policing stuff. The mayor and some of the officers today had some students from the community school come through, walk through the municipal building and the police department. I understand they was like playing with the lights and sirens. We have our annual 1st grade trip that they will be doing on June 11th. I believe.
Is it 3rd grade or 1st grade?
Third.
It's Miss Rowdy.
Yeah, the little kids.
They get really happy about it. So there's that, and yes, so yeah, I think that's all I have.
And they did like fingerprinting Mr. Wyra and putting him in jail.
Yes, yes, sure. I mean, did you see our fancy new
I
fingerprint
did.
machine?
It's awesome.
It's amazing. So
How did you pick which kids would come for the tour?
Mayor G. Petty actually set that up. I believe Mr. Wyler just reached out to.
Yeah, the schools just reached out to me and I set it up with.
Yeah, and we've done it with the 3rd graders, so every year Ms. Tomasello is just like, when can we do X, Y, Z? And I'm like, okay, bring them over on X, Y, Z, so they're taking that sort of hiking trip and going over and.
They walked in the rain. She likes it.
They did one.
Oh, kids there.
Yeah. Yep, we had 9 students today, but
Mhm.
in June, we'll probably have, 60 or more?
Some of us are more prepared though.
Grab some pencils or, yeah, no, but yeah, they always enjoy that and they love, I mean. No offense, but I don't know how exciting being a clerk is. They'd
rather be in the police.
Hey, listen, Meg made it fun. Meg and Jackie made it fun.
I talk about dog licenses.
Yeah.
Taps.
I have no doubt that they did, they made it as exciting as.
It's not possible.
It was kind of exciting in code enforcement when Rich was talking about his.
Are we talking-
Yeah, I just said incident, so they did enjoy that one, so.
So, yes, but. That's all I have for now.
Thank you very much.
The jail has always been the
Favorite.
highlight of all the kids' trips.
Yeah.
My son is 30 years old. He
You
went
still
Sunday
remember.
Smackers. He still talks about the jail stuff.
Yeah, still isn't.
Okay, number 10 on our agenda is CFO report. Number 11, city clerk.
Nothing.
Number 12, city administrator.
Thank you. Regarding DPW. The smaller reduced crew has been very busy with the lake prep, doing things that are very unusual and unique and first timers, and I appreciate their efforts. We're also preparing for some events, but really in DPW, I want to just highlight our DPW employees who are dedicated, who are willing to work a couple hours extra or on a Saturday when we have a lot to do, especially this week in National Public Works Week. They really do a lot, and I think National Public Works Week should be in the winter time, but obviously they make it now. But it's all year long difficult job, and I really do appreciate them. Under my administrator's report, there's only one thing that I would respectfully request of council this evening, and to consider to consider tabling amending chapter 79, 10-2025.
Number 27.
Yeah, which is slated for introduction. We still need a little bit of review and revision on that, so it's not 100% ready for this evening's introduction.
Moving it.
Yeah.
That's when we get to it.
Okay, good. And then in code, I work very closely with code. We meet weekly. They come to me, my office is across from their office. They come to me with anything that's needed, but we had a real great success this week. About a month ago, I noticed a Toyota Camry in the terrace behind someone's house. Really nice gentleman. It had a registration of 2009 on it, so I inquired about it. I spoke to the individual. He was very nice. He needed time to get the title because it was mom car and his mom's car was sentimental to him and all of that. But we just got an email yesterday that from code enforcement, our code enforcement officers, that he has removed the car, and that we really appreciate. We appreciate working with the residents and being able to do that. There's a couple of other residents that have now started to, accept our assistance, and so we're trying to create a dialogue with the residents and trying to help them get rid of things that probably shouldn't be in the terraces for as long as they have been. And this part's been there probably for 15 years. So we're working through all of that and just, moving along with whatever we can. Some well-known locations, we're moving along slowly with the help of our city attorney and of course the code enforcement officers. So we're looking to make a big shift and a change in that department, and the employees there, they had an inspection today, a surprise inspection, and they passed with flying colors, so they really do a great job. And that's it.
Could you talk a little bit about the removals, the tree removals?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Our tree contractor has started in earnest, going through the list of the most dangerous and mostly dead trees throughout the community. So the way we have a contract with them is that they are supposed to notify the resident to make sure that they're not parking their car, or at least notification of the street tree at least 3 days in advance, sometimes 5 days in advance. They'll mark the tree. If they're grinding the stump, they'll have to get a mark out because we have to worry about gas lines and electrical lines, not necessarily electrical lines, but gas lines. And then the tree will be removed. So we're working through that process and quickly taking down quite a few dangerous trees. So we had 8 dead dangerous trees at the lake that we had to take down. We have even more because there hasn't been much maintenance there as far as large trees. But you'll see them throughout the city. It's the tree man, and they have a very large crew with some excellent equipment, so we really did well with that contract.
One right out here in front of City Hall.
Yeah, this one.
And Jerry, you said if any residents call in,
Yep. Just residents call in, Jackie, Meg, anyone, just transfer them over to me. I'll talk to them. I'm the city arborist, so I'll talk to them. This one came out because I parked my car right there, so that's why it came out. But there are some really rough trees that are coming down, so they're taking down probably an average of 10. They'll probably be 10, 12 trees a week that they'll be taking down, so it's quite a bit. That's it, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, number 13, our city attorney.
No report this week.
You want to report on the case we had this week?
For the municipal court case, yeah,
Or you want to wait on it till we have a full resolution?
yeah, why don't we wait, you still have we're kind of in a little bit of a window for that.
Okay. Thank you. All right, engineer?
Sure, let's go over the real active stuff. Archway Green, I'm sure everyone can see is moving right along. Making some good progress. They're still on track to finish up. Really before the city's major events, so sometime in July ideally. The Weisberger demo, we're just waiting for that time to elapse. We notified the property owners that we intended to go in and demolish the structure, so there's a period of time we have to wait. So once that time is over, we can authorize the contractor to go out and perform the demolition.
Approximately how long do you think?
I want to say there's like 10 days left or so. The demolition itself will take a day, a couple days tops.
Yeah,
About 10 days.
yeah, what happens is you have to notice the property owner, give them a window to correct the deficiencies. If it's not corrected within a certain amount of time, then you can go in and demo it. So we're in that window right now.
So we're about 2 weeks away, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were noticed
10 days ago.
something like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something like that.
So you're saying 2 weeks of it completely?
then you have to wait for the contract will be there.
He's been calling me like every week.
He's ready enough.
Yeah, he's ready. So I expect it will be before the end of June. Key rec improvements, in a little bit of discussion with Finance Commission, we're just trying to finalize that meeting date and time,
Mhm.
get everyone in there. The tennis pickleball court construction, they should be doing the painting and striping, I think the camera was the first or second week of June, so that'll be in the next couple weeks. All paving work is complete. That's the last major piece, and then there's some concrete work that we're trying to get done between the tennis courts and the back of the sidewalk. Just to try to
Where
tighten
at?
that area.
The playground right next to the Cedar Field.
This is the tennis courts lead to work next to the sidewalk on Buffalo Avenue. The ramp there is too steep. We're gonna have to ramp the sidewalk up and then ramping in. We kind of knew that was coming, but we didn't know what the elevation of the tennis court was gonna be, so we had to wait till everything was done. So that we could then ramp up to it with ADA compliance slopes.
Is there a gate going in on the opposite side that you went in with the vehicles?
No,
There's
that's
not
gonna
be a
get
gate?
restored completely. There will be no gate on that side. But the Buffalo Avenue side, instead of being that fence inside, it will be a gate on that side now.
Okay.
Instead of being just a section of fence inside of the playing surface.
Okay.
Um,
And is the paving, it's all leveled now as?
Yeah, all the paving is done. There was one spot that was like a little bird bath, like,
Yeah.
the mayor sent me a photo like maybe
Yeah.
15 minutes after the rain stopped and there was rain there.
Yeah.
And I talked to her a couple hours later and I said, well, go back and check. And she said, it's all dry now. So, yeah, typically for like a parking lot, if it's dry in 24 hours, that should be criteria for a tennis court. It's the thickness of a nickel or whether it's there for more than an hour, like in the sun on a warm day.
You're never gonna get those things perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's never gonna be perfect, but if it's dry in an hour on a warm day,
Right, exactly.
that's the usual criteria. And when they still haven't done the surface coating, so it gets like a skim coat, so even some of the unevenness that's there will get smoothed out even more. So yeah, there was one spot that there was too much for that leveling course, but the rest of it was good.
Yeah, I was going to say against the house. I know there was a big spot. there
Yeah, there's like a
one
big
time.
orange spray
Yeah.
paint, yeah.
Were you able to do something with that? in
Well, so
between?
they're gonna come back to fix that before they do that final coating and painting and striping stuff.
So what do they do? How do they fix it at this point?
There's leveling materials that you can use that are meant to fill like that size. You can't just use they screed on some material to do the tennis court surfacing. It's just a little bit too thin.
Mhm.
So there's other material that you can buy that goes in there and just sort of fills that.
Can it attaches that well?
Yeah, it should adhere very well,
Heating
especially because
doesn't.
it's
mess
brand
with it.
new. Yeah, well, so and it'll be on top of brand new asphalt and then completely coated by the tennis court system.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of be buried in between, it won't be like exposed in the sun, and so. So that's that one, and then the last one, I was gonna plan to go over was, the land use board, we had a use variance application to convert a ground floor commercial space in the 200 block of Philadelphia Avenue. The application was denied, primarily because the master plan explicitly requires and suggests that, you know, in order to encourage businesses on the ground floors of that main street, you really need to maintain that density. So the board just didn't feel that the positive and negative criteria were met. And they denied the application, so. So that's it for me, unless anyone has any questions.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ryan.
Sure.
Okay, number 15, resolution to renew the GEMS, which is the old World Class Flowers parking lot in the back, at least for 1 year at $1,750 per month.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Dovey,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes. Number 16. Approved mod number 2 for CME final design. Additional funding from the New Jersey DOT for design of the bike path of $153,047.64. So motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Dovey,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes. Number 17. Chapter 159, New Jersey EDA grant, HDSRF/SI Moss Mill Road landfill for $169,139.80. There a motion?
Motion.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Okay,
This is, for the public's clarification, this is for, BDA.
This is the tower site.
Yeah,
Powers.
okay, this is.
Oh, this is the tower.
Moss Mill Road landfill.
So
Right.
where's this grant coming from?
So you have HDSRF funding, the city could apply for it any time because you're ineligible. We own the property that the movie production studio is being developed on. So in order to help offset the developer's costs, the city, he can hire professionals to do work that is environmental cleanup work that the city would otherwise be responsible for. Or, I'm sorry, environmental investigative that the city would otherwise be responsible for. And the city can apply to the HDSRF fund to get reimbursement for those expenses. So it helps him sort of defer his costs and continue on the project. And it helps the city eliminate our liability.
So this is like a budget insertion then?
Explain the chapter 159.
Chapter 159 is the budget insertion of a grant. Yeah.
So this is in addition to the $1 million grant that for the improvements to the roadways and stuff?
Yeah,
that we got?
this is totally separate.
Okay, great.
Anybody else questions? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Dovey,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Number 18, resolution, chapter 159, clean communities, $19,144.38. So a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call, please.
What is this exactly going towards? And just reiterate.
Mostly,
The clean communities,
yeah.
there's trash cans, it goes to cleanup, it goes to prizes at the cleanup day, pretty much anything for anti-littering.
So it's
No,
not
we
going
do-
to any one thing in particular.
No, we
Yeah.
do programs at school.
And it rolls a little bit from year to year. like, we don't-
I knew we'd had it before, but I
Yeah,
didn't know.
if we do, if we do an assembly at the school, we'll pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Dovey,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Number 19, resolution to renew liquor licenses, July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. Plenary retail consumption license for Renault, Reina Madrid. Plenary retail distribution for Discount Liquor 1. Discount City Liquor number 2. Joe Canals Discount Liquor Outlet. and Philadelphia Liquor. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
motion made second, questions?
I would say there'll be more coming in, like they come in random, like the.
Roll
I'm
call.
surprised Joe's is already up.
Okay, all in favor?
It's just a matter of when we get the information.
Motion,
It
resolution.
just seems like it just opened up like not that long ago. Joe's,
I think-
the canals,
Now,
Okay, yeah.
that they're already renewed.
Okay, number 20 is the resolution to authorize a refund of $100 exclusive handicapped park application fee.
What happened there?
He withdrew it, he said he no longer wanted it.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second,
Second.
second. All those in favor?
We'll do a roll.
Roll call, sorry.
Clark,
Yes.
Joby,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Number 21, award the A Carver City concession stand for the 2025 season to Maria
Census.
Tempest. Tempest? Can't say.
She actually ran it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, same Maria as last year.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Joby,
Yeah.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Number 23, resolution calling for the restoration of energy taxes.
Oh,
in
no,
municipal-
22,
Oh, I missed it.
One more.
Sorry. I don't want to throw
the
you.
refund for the
Yeah, I got it.
overpayment.
Lien payoff and refund overpayment of property taxes for 100% disabled veterans. Case number 2023-04.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Joby,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Now, number 23 again. Resolution calling for restoration of energy taxes to municipalities.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Can we talk about it quick?
Sure.
Just a description for the record.
There was a letter that came out and recommending us to do this. I guess it was a money that was coming to the municipalities that was cut out. So we're supporting
Okay.
getting it back.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 23. Passes. Number 24. Introduce ordinance number 7, 2025. It's a capital ordinance for the purchase of trash and recycling carts.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions? Roll call, please.
You wanna, we don't need it.
We don't, okay.
We're just introducing.
I could call for one now, right?
You want one? Okay, Clark? No. Joby,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
You're telling me this has no money's coming from the taxpayers for these trash cans for 5 years, correct?
It's coming from reserves.
But I'm saying it's not coming from taxpayers' money, correct?
Money we have is the taxpayers' money.
we're not charged, we're not raising our taxes to buy.
Yeah,
it.
that's my
what
point.
you mean.
Yeah. Then I'm for it.
Okay, that introduction passes. Let's have a motion for advertising the notice of introduction in the Hamilton Gazette on May 28th, 2025 for a public hearing on June 12th, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Number 25, introduce ordinance number 8 for 2025. 2025 salary ordinance amendment. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made in question
Yeah.
and seconded. Are there questions?
Yeah, is this the first time we're amending the salary ordinance this year?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, roll call. Oh, we don't need a roll call there either. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Number 25. Number 20,
Just a motion to advertise.
advertise notice of introduction the Hamilton Gazette on May 28th for a hearing on June 12th, 2025.
Make a motion.
You made the
Second.
motion and second, okay.
Who- who-
All those in favor?
Timbers. Hess-
No.
Okay. Oh, Nanette.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Now, number 26, ordinance number 9, 2025. Chapter 230, solid waste, replacing and repealing article number 3, 230-16 to 230-24. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Is there a motion to advertise?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 27. That was the one you recommended to
Table.
table.
We just need a motion in a second.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes to table. Number 28. Public hearing on ordinance number 3 of 2025, amending the code of Egg Harbor City, chapter 170 for land use development to include the green development checklist. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Motion to open up the public hearing after we just did. Yeah, anybody wish to be heard?
I wanted to ask you, my name is Joseph Farnan.
I'd come up to the.
Yeah, would you come up? please?
It's just a quick question, once again, with my hearing, I just want to confirm, when you were talking about the developers, did you say a request for bid or request?
Joe,
for-
not to interrupt you, but this is for this particular ordinance right now.
Okay,
There'll be comments a little after this.
okay,
And you can
yeah,
ask that question.
I'm sorry, because I was
That's
trying to
okay.
pick that up, I weren't, if you were saying P or B, that's, is that?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get to that
Okay.
at the end. Yeah. Are there any other people wish to be heard on this ordinance?
Close.
Is there a motion to close the hearing?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion to adopt,
Motion.
Second.
motion made and seconded, questions? One, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Joby,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes,
Timbers,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
motion to
Thank you.
advertise.
Thank you for passing this ordinance because it will provide 15 points towards silver certification for sustainable church.
Great. There's a motion to advertise the notice of adoption in the Hamilton Gazette on May 28th.
Make a motion.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 29. Public hearing on ordinance number 4 of 2025, amending the code of Egg Harbor City, repealing and replacing chapter 213, article 3, which is concerning vacant and abandoned properties. Is there a motion to hold a public hearing?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So the public hearing is open. Anyone wish to be heard? Going twice? Motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing closed. Motion to adopt.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt. Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Joby,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes,
Timbers,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
motion passes, ordinance passes. Motion to advertise notice of adoption in Hamilton Gazette on May 28th.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 30, public hearing. Ordinance number 5 of 2025, supplementing the general code of Egg Harbor City, chapter 235, streets and sidewalks to establish rules and regulations for advertising and amending chapter 170 of the Land Use and Development, section 170-17. Is there a motion to hold a public hearing?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is now open on ordinance number 5. Anyone wish to be heard? Going twice. Motion to close public hearing.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to close the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing closed. Motion to adopt.
Make a motion.
Second,
Motion made and seconded to adopt. Roll call, please.
Clark. Yes. Jovi.
Yes.
Galloway.
yes.
Hesse.
Yes.
Keener.
Yes.
Timbers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Ordinance passes. Motion to advertise the notice of introduction. That's actually adoption in the Hamilton Gazette on May 20th.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, number 31. Bill list.
Make a motion.
Oh, sorry. Second.
Motion made and seconded to pay the bills. Roll call, please.
Clark. Yes. Jovi.
Yes.
Galloway.
Yes,
Hesse.
Yes.
Keener.
Yes.
Timbers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, number 32 is comments, Mayor.
Yes, I'd just like to thank Jerry and Public Works for working so hard to get the lake open, being shorthanded and everything. It was quite a haul. And they did a great job.
Doesn't stop raining there.
In the rain, no less, in the rain, yeah. And also, if you have seen some activity on Cincinnati Avenue at the Senior Center, Devaney Aponte has once again agreed to do the community garden.
Yeah.
And she has several volunteers that are interested this year. She's partnering with the Coalition for a Safe Community, who received a grant for gardening, doing community gardens. They're gonna help her out. And a lady who lives on Cincinnati, and I think Mace, your relatives always help too. Don't you have an uncle that lives?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
John?
yeah, so it's going good. Hope, it looks a little rough right now, but it'll get there. And Jerry, you did work over there too.
We fixed their hose bib and then we gave them, well, we're gonna give them some bags because they have green waste,
Yeah,
which of course Greg will pick up for us.
thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Let's start on this side, Councilwoman Clark.
I just want everyone to take some time this weekend, not only this weekend, but every day to remember those who served our country and also gave the ultimate sacrifice. And other than that, everyone, please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Doe.
I want to wish everyone a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Have a great holiday and please remember our veterans.
Thank you. Councilman Timbers.
I'd just like to say the same thing, basically. Remember our veterans, remember those who gave that ultimate sacrifice just so we can sit up here and talk about it. Right.
Okay, thank you. That's been.
I also-
Councilwoman Hesse.
I also feel the same way. I would like to say though, I'd like to thank the men and women who served and sacrificed their lives for our freedoms. And I hope to see everybody Monday at 10 o'clock at Lincoln Park. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Galloway.
I'll give my apologies like I do every year to the veterans of Egg Harbor City for not attending our event on Monday. I will be attending 3 events on Monday in Absecon Island, so I will be honoring them.
Thank you.
That's all.
Councilman Wright.
Yeah, I just wanna send my condolences. I've talked to a lot of them, to the Pleasantville Jokers family in Pleasantville, when they lost of the child on Saturday. I did have a chance to coach him for a couple years in All-Star games. He was a wonderful kid. The future is very bright for that kid. He was gonna go places, and within a blink of an eye, his whole life changed and the whole family changed, and it's just a sad. So please, hug your loved ones. You never know when the Lord above is gonna call you. So please, you know, before you leave the house, whatever, give your kids a kiss, whatever. No, because you never know what could happen. Also, I had a chance, my daughter, graduated from college today and, she'll graduate from high school in 3 weeks from Cedar Creek. But to be able to watch, all the kids from Cedar Creek that graduated today from college was pretty amazing. You know, you're sitting there, you know, you're there for your child and you're, all of a sudden you start hearing names like, oh, I coached that kid. I coached him. Coached him. Oh, I know him. You know, it was a blessing. I mean, it was a miserable day. I think that was the longest graduation that I ever been to in my life. I'm glad only half the kids showed up because I think there was still 480 graduates that showed up today, but I think there was a total of 900. So it was a mess, but they got through it. But I just wanted to congratulate everyone and also out to all the veterans and all that are served. Thank you for your services. Other than that, that's it.
Thank you, Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to wish everyone a safe and honorable Memorial Day weekend. And I also want to thank our city employees for all the work that they're doing out at the lake here in City Hall to get ready for the summer. What the police department's doing to support them. And I just want to mention that when I came back into office, one of the goals was to get things moving in a positive direction. And what we did tonight about going out for an RFP for redevelopment is one of the best goals I think that we can work to accomplish. Because it's been a lot of years before we had a positive step forward in redevelopment of the town. And that's one thing that, you know, I got involved again to do. And hopefully, and we're not going to stop, we're just going to keep, this doesn't work out for this particular RFP, we'll keep going and looking for others. But I have a really good feeling about the developers that we've talked to and the opportunity that we have. It'll be a competitive thing where we're going to pick the best deal that we can get for the city and try to get more ratables in our town that will in turn, hopefully in the future, bring more business into town and stabilize our base and bring the taxes at least to stable. It's been stable for the last number of years, but maybe even have a reduction and not be the town in the county that has the highest tax rate. So that's our goal. And I think with the professionals that we have involved, I think we can do it. And I'm really excited about that part of it. And all the other stuff, the code enforcement, the trash, all that stuff contributes to that. And that's what we're here to do. Try to make a positive difference in our time sitting up here. So, thank you.
Joe, I think our film studio guy may have won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that, Lisa?
Yeah, I sent a link out, Jonathan Satcher. He is the guy that's going to buy the Egg Harbor, the tower site, what we refer to as the tower site, right across from the cemetery, the catty corner. And he just recently won a big award for producing a movie. Where was it, Ryan? California? It was in Los Angeles.
Independent Film Festival.
So, yeah, so he was honored for that. So we can really expect good things to come from that. And he's done so much work out there and spent so much money. We're just waiting for Pinelands. Then we'll have a nice project out there. It's going to bring a lot of people into Egg Harbor City.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And I would comment on Mace's comment, since I'm talking again, but not too long, that, you know, years ago, and Joe, you remember this, that we were told that it would be a cold day in HE double hockey sticks before we ever had a new school in Egg Harbor City. And you know what? We worked hard to get that school. And Cedar Creek has been nothing but a blessing to this city. And just Mace says things like that. Our kids from Cedar Creek High School are graduating college with a two-year college degree, and they're going to graduate on the 18th from high school. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? And Veterans Day, I mean, Memorial Day, and they have a place in my heart. My husband's a veteran, my oldest son's a veteran, and my youngest son's a veteran. So have a good holiday. Remember, freedom's not free.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hesse wants to make a comment.
I just wanted to say one thing. I wanted to thank the mayor and her husband for putting the beautiful flowers in uptown. They always look gorgeous. So thank you.
They got a little growing to do, but
Yeah.
hopefully.
Growing bigger than you want.
Okay, number 33 on our agenda is public comment. Anyone wish to be heard in the public?
This will be his.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, did you wanna ask your question?
I know, it was answered, thank you.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor? Opposed?
I, you know, not to say it doesn't think it's probably like sitting on the kitchen floor for that answer.
I spent this, we did a program.
Yeah.